Welcome into the PFF NFL Daily. Today discussing the NFC East, Sam, and we get to make a prediction here 5 weeks into the season. Who's going to win the NFC East? We've got 5-0 Philadelphia Eagles. They'll be taking on the 4-1 Dallas Cowboys this week, Sunday Night Football. And of course, the Giants are also sitting there at 4-1. And the Commanders are still in the division at 1-4. So, NFC East, Sam, who is going to take the best division in football?
Well, obviously, I have to stick with my Super Bowl prediction, the Philadelphia Eagles. Sure, they could make it as a wild card and still make the Super Bowl, but no, let's give them the division. The 5-0 start, I think it's legit. Like, this is a very, very good Philadelphia team. The offense is good. The defense looks really good as well. The only thing I think that can change that is Dallas's defense looks absolutely legit. And they play Philadelphia, obviously, twice, right? If they can escape with a win, whether or not Dak Prescott plays this week, then that sort of changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah, that's going to be such a fun matchup this weekend. Our best pass rushing team, the Dallas Cowboys, against the best offensive line in football, the Philadelphia Eagles. So just the trench battle this Sunday is going to be fantastic. I mean, to me, the most intriguing thing about the Cowboys is that they've done this without Dak Prescott. I mean, I know you hate this discussion. I know you can't stand the discussion that people would even bring up Cooper Rush playing over Dak. Dak's going to be the quarterback whenever he's healthy, whenever he's ready. It's probably not this week. He's going to be the quarterback, and that will upgrade their offense, right? Cooper Rush, I want to give him credit. He's played well overall. He's made those comebacks both last year and this year, even after stretches of bad play. But clearly this Dallas Cowboys offense is going to be better with Dak Prescott under center. And when you combine that with what they've done defensively, we saw glimpses of this last year with Micah Parsons breaking out and Trayvon Diggs had all the interceptions, and it looked like a better Dallas defense. But man, Dan Quinn has really put together an awesome defense, but beyond just Micah Parsons playing at this Lawrence Taylor-like level. That is intriguing to pick the Cowboys. I don't know if they'll be my pick by the end of the show here, but I'm just trying to state their case. That defense combined with Dak coming back could put them in the lead here.
They are much more creative on defense than we associate with a, Seattle cover 1, cover 3, Legion of Boom coaching tree type of defense. They are doing a lot more than that. And it isn't just the idea that Micah Parsons is a stud. Like, they mix it up front. They run a lot of stunts. They blitz more than you think they might for a team that has those kind of horses up front. They disguise coverages on the back end. They are running one of the more unique defenses in the league in terms of all the things that they do to pick up free bits of win percentage points by confusion, by disguise, by, not just lining up and saying we're going to execute better than you are. And that's a huge thing because all of a sudden you do have incredibly talented players. And then there is the Micah Parsons element. And I do think that it's very difficult to overstate how important it is that he's basically just an edge rusher now. Like, as impressive as it is that he's able to play two different positions at a very high level, that he can be an off the ball linebacker and a pass rusher and flip between the two of them, incredibly impressive to do. But functionally, I think he makes more of an impact simply being a pass rusher and being one of the best in the NFL and leaning into that and just lining him up on the line of scrimmage and saying, go nuts, wreck offensive lines, is having a huge impact for this defense. Like, it really is.
Yeah, I mean, that's like you were saying earlier. It's not just the old Legion of Boom line up, play cover 3 and whatever it was. They are taking advantage of Micah Parsons, moving him, playing those matchups. I love how you had the puppy. I had the 7-year-old just, walking through the show here. Well done. 1-to-1 in distractions. So, yes, I love how the Cowboys are using their pieces on the defensive side of the ball. My question again for their offense, I think it'll be better with Dak, but they do need to get more consistency from that pass game. There might be a point in the season where Dallas is still missing an Amari Cooper, right? Even with CD Lamb's emergence and, Michael Gallup coming back and Noah Brown kind of breaking out so far this season, will there be a point where Dallas misses having that extra weapon? Because, you're not as good as the defense is. We know how this league works. You're not just going to rely on your defense the entire year. You can't just give up 15 points a game or 12 points a game. At some point, I think they might miss Amari Cooper. So we can state the case for the Eagles in a second here too. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the one question mark is how much I think everybody, or at least you and I, agree that Dak Prescott is better than Cooper Rush. And as soon as Dak Prescott is healthy, he should win back the starting job. Not win back. He should be given back the starting job, and then they will be better down the line. But it is a reasonable point that Dak Prescott was playing bad week 1 before he went down. Dak Prescott wasn't playing great the second half of last season after he came back from the injury. We haven't seen great Dak Prescott for a while. So where is he going to be after he gets back from this injury? That, I think, is a fair question to ask.
No House Advantage is changing the game by offering the most dynamic fantasy sports platform available today. Play in pick'em contests versus other people for the shot at winning $250,000 plus in cash. Download the app, choose a contest, select your player props, earn points for correct picks, and climb the leaderboard for your shot to win big money every single day. You can also test your skills versus the house in 20 times your entry if you hit all your picks. Bet on up to 5 player prop over-unders or individual player matchups across every major sports league, including NFL, NBA, MLB, PGA, MMA, and NASCAR. Sign up now with promo code PFF Daily. That's PFF Daily at nohouseadvantage.com, or download the app on the app stores to get a first deposit match up to $25. Make sure to check out No House Advantage today and experience daily fantasy sports redefined, because it's not just how you play, but also where you play. All right, can we just throw this out? We're not picking the Giants. Either one of us. I'm impressed with the 4-1 start.
Yeah,
I'm impressed with Brian Daboll and what they've done, the way the defense has played, the way they've been creative offensively, getting the ball in Saquon Barkley's hands. I think they're the inferior team to the top two. Fair?
Yeah, look, the Giants are almost certainly going to finish with a better record than I expected them to this season. I thought they were a 4-6 win type of team, and they already have 4. So it would be pretty difficult for them to not exceed those expectations and finish with, 7 or above wins. When you look at their schedule, there's quite a lot of winnable games on it still, including Washington twice, obviously. They also have Jacksonville. Like, they've got a bunch of teams they could still win. So they could get 7, 8, 9 wins maybe. I think whatever their record is, it might end up flattering them a little bit. I'm not sure they're as good as that record. But regardless, I think they're not as good as those other two teams, and even if they end up getting to 9 wins, that's probably not going to be enough, not just to win the division. It's not going to be enough to get a wild card spot. I would think both Philadelphia and Dallas will exceed 9 wins, will get to double digits, at which point the Giants have overachieved. They've been impressive. They've surprised and confounded expectations, but I don't think they're in this conversation, even with the 4-1 start.
All right. The case for I agree, man. The case for the Eagles for me is the thing I repeat on the PFF NFL podcast every single week. And it's like, hey, the Eagles just won a game and it looked a little bit different than the last game. It's not like when the Chiefs win every week, it's like, hey, the offense is really, really good. The defense has some holes. Patrick Mahomes is awesome. Pretty consistent. With the Eagles, there are games that A.J. Brown takes over. There are games where they run 17 QB sneaks. There's games where the defense is completely locked down from a pass rush and coverage standpoint. It looks different every single week if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. And I am very intrigued by that, by the idea that they have the passing weapons. They have a run game, a running quarterback who can throw the ball in Jalen Hurts. And I say running quarterback in that you can give him 10 to 15 carries, which is rare, and use that as a strategy to win in a given week. They have answers for what the defense throws at them. And this defense in Philly with James Bradbury, Darius Slay, the pass rushers, TJ Edwards at linebacker, they have been really good, just solid across the board there. So I'm intrigued by your Eagles here, Sam. I don't know if I'm going to pick them, though. I'm going to lean Cowboys because I like where their defense is, plus Dak coming back. But I think it's close. It's neck and neck. And I am a believer in how the Eagles have built this team.
Do you stick with Dallas even if they don't win this week against Pittsburgh or against Philadelphia?
I don't have the odds right in front of me, but this has to put a huge dent in the odds, right? If the Eagles move 2 games up, even just 6 weeks into the season, even knowing that there's a rematch, this is a huge game. Yeah, if the Eagles win, I would change my pick, just like the odds would be pretty strong in their favor to win the division.
It's a big part of why I would go with Philadelphia. Obviously, I thought they would have the edge going into the season. Nothing has changed to make me think that, but I also think it's unlikely Dak Prescott plays this week. Even if he does, I'm not confident at all that he'll be playing at the peak of his powers, given the injury that he had, at which point Philadelphia should be significant favorites for this game. And if they win, all of a sudden Dallas down the stretch has to either overhaul like 3 games effectively over Philadelphia, or 2 games, one of which being against Philadelphia. So that feels like a really difficult ask for Dallas, even with Dak Prescott back and stuff. I think Philadelphia, the strength they have, because they're so strong across the board, they have contingency. They can win with plan A. Plan doesn't work. Plan A doesn't work. They can go to plan B. It still functions. So their strength right now is the contingency that's built into this team.
It's a good point. Dallas has to win one of them with Cooper Rush, even though he's undefeated. Can't disparage the good name of Cooper Rush. So for now, I'll take the Cowboys. You'll take the Eagles. And I want to know what the fans think. Let us know who's going to win the NFC East. It's the PFF NFL